Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Darksage Walker, and before we get into the run today, I am going to real quick just drop the old RNG and see what we get for. Yes, see what we get for our gassy stomach state. My bowels say hello, by the way. No, we're gonna do the 1 through 3 and figure out which soundtrack we're running with. So generate my number. Alright, so we got 1 again. And the last time, there we go. Last time I just chose it for myself. This time around it did 1, and I did the RNG and got 1 again. So if I get 1 in the next run, then I will once again just decide to just choose for myself what I get. Alright, so I was looking over some of the comments on my Discord, and there was someone saying that when it comes to these Vampires Eyeglasses runs, they almost always see people using it with a lot of Electric Arcana, and not a lot of other things that actually work out pretty decently when it comes to sorry, I'm just blasting through this. And not a lot of other things that actually would work well for the build and for the Vampire's Eyeglasses in general. So this time around, I'm going to be doing a build that kind of takes that idea into account. Goddamn tree! Why'd you have to get in my way? Fuck you, nature. Victory! Yeah! I stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Sorry. I was gonna say that as I passed the, plate with the, health orb on it, but then my brain decided, I don't feel like working at the same speed as you today. Which I think many of us can relate to that. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that down as we grab ourselves another couple of things to work with. And then we're going to grab that. So you could say that this is kind of a tutorial on... This is kind of a tutorial on some of the other things that you can use to actually make Vampire's Eyeglasses trigger frequently. Now, I am going to say that the reason why you typically see Vampire's Eyeglasses paired with, let's just say, Fiery Yo-Yo, Bolt Rail, or whatever, is because... A, those have kind of been deemed to be some of the... Those have kind of been deemed to be some of the better critical hit focus attacks. But, probably more importantly, because you're usually using this with a yellow robe, that's generally what's propping up this idea. So you typically see critical hit runs done with a yellow robe, and you go, oh hey, I should probably run Electric Arcana with this because that just makes sense. And it's like, yes and no. I mean, I can't tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing with your Arcana, but it's not always that easy. Now, I'm actually going to alter this a bit, because this doesn't count as either projectile or melee, so I kind of want to change that. That counts as melee, and I want to put a projectile in the signature spot, but that doesn't count. Sonic Breaker counts, but I also kind of want to see if there's anything else. Well, Dark Sage, if you're going to use Tectonic Drill, why not use it in the signature slot? Because I don't like it in the signature slot. And it's as easy as that, I just don't like it in that spot. There we go. This counts, it counts as nothing. Hold on. I mean, I could do Frost Fan, but I don't know about Frost Fan. Razor Petals is a pretty decent option when it comes to rapid-fire critical hits. Like, there's a lot of things that can work well, I just want to make sure that whatever I take counts as either melee to activate Dark Katana, or projectile to make use of the Chaos Visor. Like, in that respect, I could use either Tracer Barrage or Dragon Arc. I use those all the time, though, so I kind of want to use something different. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Wind Flurry is the problem there, so... There we go. So, actually got kind of a heavily Earth-based run with both the Drill and the Obsidian Cascade. But you know what? That makes good sense considering that well, I guess it wasn't really a complaint, but considering that the observation is that you don't see a lot of Earth-based stuff when it comes to this, it's like, you know what? Let's change that. And one of my personal things is that I don't usually take the relics from at the beginning from Nox. So I'm going to do something just a little different. But of course I have to find the right relic, because I know which relic I'm wanting to try out. Nox, you're being annoying. Yeah, we've spent almost 10 minutes on just the opening of the run. And people are going, come on, Dark Sage, get on with it. Can't be that hard. And I just want to go, guys, you have no idea. You're putting too much pressure on me. Not Fatal Firecrackers. I'm interested in trying out Catastrophic Codex, but I think I'm going to wait with that. Because there's something else I wanted to try, and this seems like the most appropriate run to try it out with. There it is. So we're going to be trying out this Pie of 5 Fruits. All players and enemies are now immune to elemental status effects and deal extra damage. It's a nice 20% buff, and I figure the extra damage will be somewhat negated by the idea that I'm going to be regenerating thanks to the Vamp's Eyeglasses. Now, because of what we have, I want to start at the Living Courtyard, but it looks like he doesn't want to give me that. Oh, there it is. Never mind, I'm just complaining for no reason. So we have this weird thing where our choices are going to be ineffective, and then effective, and then ineffective. And then the reason why I chose Chaos Crusher is because it's going to be getting bonuses from both the... Ow. Okay, you guys are pissing me off. Yeah, it's going to be getting bonuses from both the Dark Katana and the Chaos Visor. And we get Thunder Drop. I mean, I'm taking it because it's a nice option, but it's not exactly what one thinks of when they think Prime Critical Hit material. But it will work with that pie of 5 fruits. So let's be fair with this run, because I decided to use the Super Fun Time glitch. I'm probably not going to be very much in need of relics, because I can afford to be a bit more selective and still have a full cache of relics at the end. So I'm probably going to be focusing more so on Arcana this time around. But Anders is right here, and you never know what our boy has for sale. Like that Captain's Ring, currently rocking 3 elements, 4 if Chaos is included. So we could do that. Soccer Cleats would also boost the damage of both Thunder Drop and... it would improve the damage on Thunder Drop, Tectonic Drill, and Wavefront. So I kind of feel like that's definitely worth taking. And that, my friends, is why I hate those. So it'll be nice to know that I can't be hit by status effects like Poison or Shock. It's also a little bit of a shame that I can't inflict that either, which means that Thunder Drop might be doing a little bit less. But it should also make our... I suddenly realized that the only way I haven't gone is down here. I was about to get really lost for a minute. There we go. Looking good. Okay, so we can definitely afford the Wavefront upgrade. And Radiant Beat, actually, unless you have the Shock status effect active, kinda isn't all that good, so I'm not gonna take that. Wow, I am sucking balls right now. And I got up button, so everything is going terribly. Yeah, we can't be affording to be taking 470 damage every floor. That's a death sentence. I can't play that poorly and still survive. There we go. Alright, I saw somebody up here. What you selling? A Tectonic Drill upgrade. I love it. Now, Scales of Babylon actually won't be as useful as it normally is because it isn't going to inflict slow on the enemy. But if there's nothing else that's really looking that interesting, I'll probably come back for it. It'll just kind of depend. Kind of thought that knight was dead, honestly, so it took more stupid damage just because of that. Yeah, baby, we did it. Wait, what did you do? Hey, sometimes in life you need to celebrate the small things. So, on top of celebrating small victories, I also celebrate small failures sometimes if they're funny enough. Alright, I thought I actually had something going there with Wavefront, but I didn't realize it was on cooldown. I was not aware that they could bounce back Wavefront. It didn't say anywhere that it counts as a projectile. So, you know, what do I know? So maybe deafening symbols would be good. Let's just grab it. It'll be a good way to clear out projectile dense areas, like where, like if Burst Mage shows up. Oh, hey, look who it is. So that might be useful. Okay, so the boss arena is over here. So let's actually go ahead and take up that offer. We're gonna bring Thunderseekers to Nocturne and see if we can't get anything amazing out of this. There are definitely things I would like to take. These typically aren't that... Oh, no. I do like that. Lots of electricity in play, though. Like, seriously, this is not the run for electricity. Here, we'll take those. Alright, so what does Cardus Prime count as? Melee. Alright. Actually works out pretty nicely for Dark Katana shenanigans. What I would like is a good fire-based Arcana, though, something that I can use against Shu when I get there. Because I'll do fine against the twins. One, two, three, and throw your garbage at me, but... Yeah, I figured that was going to be happening. But yeah, one of the things that I do agree with the conversation that's happening on my Discord is that there are lots of Arcana that are really good for critical hit that aren't utilized enough. But I also think that somewhere out there, someone is using a lot of the kind of like less frequently used targets for critical hit builds to greater effect. That didn't work. Oh, Cardus Prime, I forgot how much I liked you. But I mean, Obsidian Cascade is really good for critical hit, especially when you get the old 1,000 Blades special. Tectonic Drill is just good, for critical hit runs in general, and I think is probably one. Screw you. I think it's probably one of the best Arcana that you can use for a Dark Katana build, just because it itself already does good damage per hit, but then it just scores so many hits. Oh, it's this room. And now that they've... I mean, it was a while ago that they fixed this, let's be fair. But since they fixed a lot of the dash Arcanas being able to run you off the edge, now Tectonic Drill is safer than ever to use. To use that sitting still. And I don't actually want that. Hey, you knock it off. I like Knockout Boulder. I don't know if I like it enough to give up one of the things I'm using. I might, though. Knockout Boulder, incidentally, being one of the things that I wanted to show up during my power projectile video, but of course it didn't, because why would things work out that nicely? Oh, well, you know I have to pick this up. And for critical hit builds, it's a really good idea to have tapping gloves. And it's a 20% critical hit chance increase to just go boop and then throw out a Tectonic Drill as an example. But I mean, that 20% multiplied by 3 for the Dark Katana, yeah, that's like on top of whatever critical hit chance you may already have. It's a thing of beauty. Yeah, we're gonna grab the luxury handbag. Okay, so... Alright, I think I see where the boss room is. There we go. I hate those little buzzsaw guys. I can't even tell you how much I hate them. I'd complain about how much damage I took, but I also have to remember I'm taking extra damage from the pie of 5 fruits. Which seems like too many fruits if you ask me. Generally, when you're making a pie, you want to focus on one fruit, like, apple or cherry, or some people like boysenberry, or my mom, when she was still around, made a really good rhubarb pie. But 5 fruits? That's like too much. Anyway, you got blackberry, strawberry, maybe rhubarb, as I could mention before. then apple, and I don't even know. Why would you make a pie with 5 fruits? Like, wouldn't all those flavors clash? I mean, that'd be my thought anyway. It just seems like that's doing too much. But maybe that's why it's cursed. Maybe the idea is, yes, it is a pie, and everyone likes pie, but the chef went a little nuts, and as a result, no one really wants his pie anymore. And so, because the enemies are so offended by you bringing this thing that everyone's already rejected to the trials, now you have to take more damage. Like, you tell me. It's got nothing to do with anything, does it? Also, if one of those fruits is a citrus fruit, now you're just really pushing your luck. You don't put that in a goddamn pie. That's all I'm saying. Like, what if one of the 5 fruits was, like, mandarin or grapefruit? Especially if it was grapefruit. It's like, what psycho thought that was a good idea? Hello, sir. Cremire has come back from Undermine. He's still such a bro about everything. You know what, because I'm doing a Vampire's Eyeglasses build, I'm not going to feel too bad about giving him that. A little extra spending money can go a long way. God damn it, that's a dead end. Okay, where am I actually going? There we go. So still no decent fire arcana, and we're still being inundated with electricity. As much as I like twin turbines, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford it anyway. 2, I kind of don't need it. Alright. Do I take a chance on... Like, I know the right answer here, if I were to take anything, would be the Singing Bowl, but do I take the Rainbow Tail and see... Not only, A, see if the Equestria Cap shows up, and B, absolutely destroy the bitrate as I'm moving? You didn't even need to think about that one to know that was my option, did you? You knew what I was doing. Oh, I made it stupid. Nice. See? Nice and easy. Barely even had to think about it. Oh yes, we'll definitely take that. And now we've got something that works out pretty well against Shu. I love that room so much. Once I realized that there was an easy mode way to get out of that room, barely taking any damage, if any at all. Hey, what do you think you're doing? And whip out the 1,000 blades, and everything just falls victim. By building the way that I did, I actually have a pretty balanced build to work with. I have a lot of things that work in close range because, admittedly, Dark Katana is one of the better critical hit options. Like, if it wasn't for Dark Katana, I really think that melee builds in this game would be kinda eh. Because you can typically get just as much work done, if not more, at range. So they needed to do something to incentivize using melee attacks, and Dark Katana does a good job. Triple the critical hit rate? Like, it's... But it's also worth pointing out that there are some moves that do count as melee that actually are really useful too. Oh, you know what? I just had a missed opportunity. I used Chaos Crusher on this build because I knew I was going to be showing off a critical hit thing, and I thought, okay, so if I take both Chaos Visor and Dark Katana, I can really make good use of Chaos Crush. But then I didn't take Atlas's Hammer. Aw, man. Complete missed opportunity. Because Hammer of Atlas also counts as both melee and projectile. Like, I don't know if there are more than 2 that count for that, but those are the only 2 I can think of off the top of my head. Nice. Okay, I'll drop that then. Come back here and grab Thunder Drop again. And I'm good without any of those. There we go. Elixir of Immortality just made everything click. So, if any of you know of any other projectile, or any other arcanas that count as both projectile and melee, let me know, because I'd be very interested in showing some of those off. Well, I know what I want to take, but how do I do it without getting rid of... Yeah, I'm just gonna have to get rid of that. So, having the rainbows was fun, but I mean, we have to continue to break this build. Considering what relics you started with, Dark Sage, I'd say the build was already fairly broken. You know what? Shut your mouth. Oh, we can break it even further. So, something to think about, with base critical hit chance of even just 10, but now 15. Sorry, I had to move the armrest of my chair. That means that any melee that I use would be getting a 45% critical hit chance. You add the 8% onto that to make it 23, you're looking at a 69% critical hit chance. Nice. But if you use tapping gloves to add 20% onto that, that's... like, you don't even need to go that far. As soon as you hit 33%, your melee attacks would all be getting essentially 100% crit chance, which means that Assassin's Blade is going to be doing so much work for us. Allow me to show you. Look at that. Oh, oof. There we go. I like Explosive Charge. I'm probably one of the few people that does. But is it worth taking at this juncture? I think... yes. And I will use it against Shu. Alright, we've pretty much found all the important stuff, so I can just wait for that last skull icon to get whittled down. Which, that wasn't quite enough. Let's go fight a few more. You know what? Screw it. I just kind of want to get to the Shu fight and end this floor. There we go. Actually, now that I think about it, you know what? I'm committed to this idea. We're using the Explosive Charge, damn it. There we go. That was a very quick victory. Now we're going to switch you back to the drill, because now element isn't that important. Beautiful. And yeah, if you needed any convincing that Cardus Prime was good, hopefully that did the job. See, with Cardus Prime, you can essentially just look at your enemies and go, "Your face, it's what's for dinner." and then quickly regret that because you're probably not a cannibal. And if you are you watching my videos? I mean, I guess even cannibals... Whoa. So, yeah, you guys want to make a good critical hit build? Use Cardus Prime. There's a reason why that bad boy is pretty much an S-grade Arcana right there. It makes all melee builds work better. And yeah, hopefully this was enough to get you guys to get a little food for thought as to other Arcanas to use with your critical hit builds. Like, I've said for a little bit now that Tectonic Drill is really good for it, especially since it no longer has the claws of it throws you off the edge of the world whenever you use it near a pit. But then there's also Cardus Prime, and Obsidian Cascade does a good job. We all know about Bouncing Bubble, but again, these are all just things to think about. There's a lot more in the world of critical hit builds than just, you know, Bolt Rail. So, you know, give it some thought. But that is it for me. I've broken the game with this build, and I'd like to know what you guys think. So comment below, and hey, maybe consider liking and subscribing if you're liking what you're seeing. Drop the news to a friend. Hey, there's this guy that talks way too much, or way too little, depending on what you think. And he plays Wizard of Legend and other roguelike games. He just plays games in general. You know, anything to increase the viewership, really, but that's enough. That's enough self-promotion. I think I've done enough to harm my reputation, so thank you guys very much for watching. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you